scale of what you've done to this point, going through the list.
Well, I thought it was my third hell week that I went through. When I got through with that first 100-mile race that I did around that 1 mile track that I didn't prepare for, and I was considerably, it was horrible. And I'll never forget, I found such peace and beauty. And I got there, I was in the worst pain of my fucking life. And I got done, and my wife pulled the car up on my ex-wife, pulled the car up on this little lawn, and I got in the back of it. And I got up the stairs. I'm not gonna go through the whole story, but I remember laying in the tub. And she put the shower on me, and I ran 101 miles in like 19 hours. And I was like peeing dirt out of me. And I'm sitting there, and I'm jackhammering, and my body is just the most broken it's ever been, even to this day. And this feeling came over me. Call it crazy if you want, but very few people, I guarantee, have ever felt this before, to push themselves so far outside of what they thought was even possible, even for me. I laid in that tub, and I didn't want it to go away. I had drained myself of every bit of strength, energy I had, and it was the best feeling I had in my life. All that pain, it was confirmation. It was confirmation that I had gone through a crucible, and I had figured out another level of David Goggins, a level that I thought was humanly impossible for anybody to do. When I was at mile 70 and shit and pissed all over myself, and I had 30 more miles to go, and I was damn near dead, and I was able to go 31 more miles. In that process of that next 31 more miles, I found out more about myself in that 31 miles than I ever have in my entire life. The conversations, the mental blocks, the roadblocks, everything horrible. It was just feeding at me like light speed. Get the fuck out of here, man. But I was able to figure out different tactics. And when I finally got done with that, and I laid in that tub and it was over, the feeling of, my God, man, you just really discovered a whole new world, a whole new part of the brain that I guarantee very few people have. So it's a feeling I can't even describe.
And with the success of Jesse's book, Living with the Seal, obviously fame came knocking at your door. Everyone wanted your story. Publishers came to you, okay, when can we write your book? You chose a different path to self-publish.
Well, on that thing right there, it didn't do much for me. So the book, Living with the Seal, my name wasn't in it, and I didn't even know really. I knew it was being written, but I had nothing to do with the book.
Right.
So all that came to me much later. But
that's how you appeared on the map. Once
right.
you figured out that you were the Seal and people wanted to hear your story, obviously everything you do is well thought out.
Right.
There's a plan in place. There's a strategy behind it. Mm-hmm. You've now chosen the path to self-publish this book. We got a copy of the manuscript. We've been digging in, enjoying the backstory that we haven't heard on some of these other shows because everyone wants to talk about the physical side of things.
Right.
What made you decide to go that route in sharing your story?
Well, I sat back and I had the top 5 people come at me, top 5 publishing houses, and it was down to the last 2, and they're offering $300,000. I'm a first-time author, and I decided to go with one of them. And $300,000 for a guy like me, I'm sitting back, that's pretty good money. So a few days before I was going to sign the contract, I sat back, talked to my fiance, my family, and everybody's like, hey, this is good, this is great, whatever. But I started thinking about my life. I started thinking about everything that I've gone through in my life, everything I had gone through, and I had a chance to reflect. And that's one thing I never did in my life for long enough, is have time to reflect. I was always, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? Now that I'm retired, and you have a lot of time to look back on what you've done, where you started, where you're at now. And I said, you know what? This shit's not for sale. $300,000 isn't even a fraction of enough money to sell this. So I decided not to sign it, and I self-published. I pissed a lot of people off.
I bet.
And I said, I'm not signing this. I'm going to self-publish, and that's kind of how it came to be. I took that time to reflect, and I'd rather not make a fucking dime. I wrote this book, and that's honest to God's truth. I am fine with the trophy I have in my mind.